Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. So I've got a few experiments here. A couple years ago, I did this video on the legendary smoke mix, and it didn't really turn out as well as I wanted it to be. It kind of smoldered a little bit. It didn't really work very well, but I think there's two reasons why that happened. The mixture wasn't really weighed out properly. The scale that I was using wasn't very accurate, but I did use an accurate scale for these ones. And the second reason, I think, is because I didn't let the mixture dry for very long. Those are two possible reasons why it didn't work. But yeah, I've got 3 different versions this time. So basically going back, I wanted to try this again because I had a better scale and I have a better view on how it's supposed to be made. So yeah, I've got 3 different versions here. This middle one right here is the original one. It's got wax, potassium nitrate, and sugar. Now there is a little thin layer of wax that floated at the top. You can kind of feel that. You can kind of see how it's kind of glossy, but that should be fine. But yeah, I can see in the core there's that perfect texture that I need. So I think this one will work. But yeah, I basically took these tubes out of a Noab and cut them in half so that I could contain them. Yeah, this is the regular one that I found off a video. Basically, you just melt some wax, take the wax off the heat, or take the pan off the heat, mix the potassium nitrate and the sugar. That is 40 grams paraffin wax or candle wax, 40 grams of sugar, and 60 grams of potassium nitrate. This one is the same, except I cooked it for a little bit longer, and some of the wax actually came out of it since it didn't really mix in since I cooked it longer. So that one's, and this one actually, it's solid. Like, I mean, I can't even put a dent in it. Like, it's super solid. It's almost like actual candy. And it looks like rocket candy. It just has a little bit of a wax in it, so. And then this one is, that one's the same ratio as this one. This one is just potassium nitrate and sugar. It's about 100 grams, 40 grams of sugar and 60 grams of potassium nitrate. Both of these are probably about 100 grams because some of the wax, evaporates. And yeah, I would say maybe they're around 120 grams. These ones look smaller because the plugs are a little bit lower on these tubes. This is a different tube. The plug kind of is a little bit higher, but that is also powdered. It's kind of packed in, so there's a little bit of air in there. But yeah, let's go ahead and test these off and see what they do. All right, here goes the first one with the original mix. Still quite a bit of snow out here. That's weird. Still doesn't really want to light. Doesn't really want to light. I don't know why it's not working. It's definitely interesting. I let this dry for 3 days, and I don't know. I'm gonna grab my big torch and see what we can do. Well, we're kind of off to a bad start, but let's see if this works. I'm not quite sure that. I think the wax is really ruining that mixture. Either that or I just did something wrong. It's making a little bit of smoke, mostly fire. That's not even burning anymore. Ah, it's doing something now. There we go. I don't know, I'm not quite sure why this isn't really working very well. I think after this video I might try to make another version of that, maybe with a little bit of with a little bit less wax. Maybe that might help. I'm not quite sure. 40 grams of wax, it might be a little too much, because it was pretty, I mean, it was pretty soaked and most of it kind of floated to the top, so I'm not quite sure. But I mean, right now this thing just seems to keep working on and off, so I don't know. I'm gonna just let this burn and see what we can do. See if that other ones will work. All right, here goes the one that was cooked a little bit longer and has a little bit of less wax. Let's see if this one works better than the first one. Hopefully it does. I like how it just burned through that tissue paper. Yeah, that works way better. Okay, that one was way better. You basically just get a rocket of smoke and fire. It's really cool. So that one was cooked a little bit longer, and yeah, it spits quite a bit, but it definitely makes less mess than this one. I mean, this one you had pieces of cardboard, it just burns through the whole thing, and then yeah, but this one definitely worked a lot better. So I think this one might be the better one to go, unless I manage to fix that first one. So all right, now we have the one that's just potassium nitrate and sugar powder. Holy crap. That definitely made a lot of smoke, but that was way too fast. I wouldn't do that one. Yeah, that just burned through the whole thing, like 2 seconds. Yeah, so definitely don't do the powder. I think that's mostly for rockets, which that explains why, because it burns so fast. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give that first one another try and see if I can fix that little issue there. I'm gonna do it with a little bit less wax. Since the first one, or no, the second one worked a lot better, and it was cooked a little bit longer. I'm gonna do a little bit less wax and see if that works. So I threw those in there. Yeah, there's still quite a bit of snow out here. That's dog poop. Anyways, yeah, I think with my next test, I'm actually gonna wait to do the other attempt with the original smoke mix. I'm gonna wait to do that for legendary smoke mix test number 3, since this is the number 2, since I already did the 1 in 2021. Yeah, I think in that next video, I'm gonna try and do longer tubes without a core. Since these ones, they had a empty space all the way down the middle to make it burn faster, but I think I'm gonna do the next one without those cores and longer tubes and see if I can make it last longer. Since the ones with the core actually makes it burn faster and more area of the smoke mix is being burned, so it lasts shorter time. But yeah, I'm gonna see what that does, see if that changes anything. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time with another video.